Okay, so last time we did some code cleanup, got the shader wrangling, got stuff in order, so that now the web version is visually looking pretty similar to the desktop version, except that we can't interact with it. It's not yet a game. It's just a kind of static website at this point. And so the first thing I want to do today is to just like adjust the dimensions of this to get it closer to what we actually want on itch.io. Because looking at the screen currently on my own computer, it just seems a bit too small. And we're gonna like lock in what the dimensions are. Then once we do that, we then need to figure out input, specifically how currently, you know, for our desktop version, we're using GFLW. That itself is handling all the arrow key presses or the AWSD. Instead, if this is on a browser, the browser is going to be handling this, so we need to pass it in. But once that's done, the game should be good to upload. So yeah, so let's just begin by adjusting how what we want the size of this thing to be. So yeah, currently 500 by 500 is too small for my liking. And once you change this, if we can even load itch.io. Why is the internet taking so long? What even is the internet speed? This is kind of disastrous. Oh wow, this is really slow. I'm paying for broadband. Oh my goodness. So yeah, let's check this. Okay. So I don't like that in this default itch game page, it's this really small screen. It may be good just to see some of the sizes that some other games have done, but intuitively this is too small. Oh, curiously, the margins are really dynamic. If we go to itch.io in general, okay, let's say we go to like, I see here it's like, oh, so perhaps the margin is actually influenced by the size of the game itself. That would seem to be the case. But Terry Kavanagh. This is just a page. We really should play this. I haven't got around to playing it yet, but I want to. Tower Wizard. Yeah, we seem to be able to adjust this to what we want. Okay. So in this case, instead of 500 by 500, yeah, how big would it look like if we made it 800 by 800? Like, I don't quite want to quite make it 1,000, since this almost seems too big in terms of screen space. But I think there's some happy medium between these two. Yeah, to me, 800 seems better. Seems to be better. Like I think if it's 1,000, like all of this extra stuff at the top of this bar is going to kind of get in the way. And I think I potentially still want this like more information to be visible too. Okay, we'll run with 800 as a point. Ping. How is the ping possibly? This is not acceptable. Anyway, so we'll minimize this in case we need to launch the exe in the future. Currently, also why is OBS completely frozen? Anyway. I think we'll also express all of the lengths of things relative to the 800. So currently the sizes are set to 500, but we want to modify these now to 800. We should probably specify on itch when games are uploaded as a zip, as like a zipped website, the dimensions of the window are set. We choose the values below. Okay. So I think the tile width, we want this to be relative to the canvas width. So let's see, if we want this to be 100, we can say this is the canvas width, and we want 1/8 of it. So what 1/8 as a decimal is 0.125. Do that. Then went up with this other tile spacing. We can probably revert this back to 2. And the center, we want this to be half. Is there any point right now? Half times. I think the Z compiler will fail me if I try the following, but we can try it. We can do canvas width, canvas height. I don't think Zig will automatically know that both of these are vectors, but we'll see. Zig, at least in Zig 13. Zig 13 build sliding puzzle. Yeah, didn't know what it is. It's okay. We'll change this back to 0.5. 0.5 times this. I think we're gonna have to go into the shader and modify a couple of things. So, okay, the vertex shader, we shouldn't have to do anything. It should only be for the the background shader. Actually, the background shader we don't need to touch. I think it's only the vertex color shader where we're dividing it here by 500. We'll make this 800 with a note, canvas width defined to be 800. Incompatible types, comp time float and I32, line 96. This keyboard. Oh, we did define that to be that. Float. I think the Zig 13 compiler will whinge that it doesn't know what float I want to convert this to, even though it's going to an F32. We'll see. Yeah. So let's just do const vec canvas dims, and this is just a vec2, and then we'll just cast this as a vector, float from int. Actually, maybe this should be adjusted. How often do we use this? Do we use these? They don't really appear that often. So when we say canvas dims, and we'll make this a vector of 2i32, and set this to 800 by 800. Canvas dims F32 is just float from int. Canvas dims. And then down here we can say the center is half splat. And the center is just, we don't need to define it. The center is half splat times canvas dims F32. So then when we have this like canvas width, here we want this to be canvas dims 0. This, I have to replace this keyboard. So many errors. And then let's try compiling that. Tar width, 091. Wait, why have I pressed insert? As float, okay, that compiled. Let's launch it. but clear the cookies cache. Okay, yeah, this looks like I'm happy, much happier with the size. We're going to have to maneuver the quote and then re-export it since we're using its like current size, but I think I'm otherwise happy with like yeah, the sizes of the gaps. We're not getting this other blurry issue that happened when we zoomed out too far. Yeah. Modify the quote now. So actually, in the main function, we're currently calling like animation frame, and then the animation frame is this total, this huge thing that has all the rendering. I think it would be good to break this up. Basically, everything from this point below is rendering, so we can actually just wrap this in a different function we call render. For which the timestamp is almost irrelevant. There's, strictly speaking, there's no need to pass the timestamp around if we make it a global. So we need the initial timestamp here. Then so in this animation frame, I kind of want to compute this grid geometry, then we render, and then I kind of want to end it. For the render, we do all of this stuff. Down, until we get to this last point, where this is what we want in the higher animation frame. Cool. Because yeah, I want to be able to like look at the structure of the sliding puzzle code and have it look like the structure. Yeah, so the main function in the desktop version is really easy to understand. It's just this thing. Currently over here, because of the way like this JavaScript does this stupid animation frame logic, where you have to like basically infinitely recurse the function even though it doesn't do it. It's less clear. So instead, if we pull this up to here, now it at least you can kind of see what's happening. So this timestamp is going to be it's going to collide with Or maybe we can just call this timestamp. And we can say current. It's really. Current seconds. Maybe program seconds. Program seconds is equal to this timestamp. It's not even a timestamp. More like initial seconds. Okay, that sets that. Save it, and then yeah, we can do that. Okay, so what have we got in this that, what have we yet to export? So we have like the init clock. We init the grid. We need to update the init grid with the proper version. Actually, let's just check it's running, and if it's running, save what we've got so far. 653. Okay. Yeah, that still seems to be working. Yep. Change size to 800. But yeah, okay. So we need to replace the init grid, since we just had like the temporary version in there last time. We've ported decompressing the images. We've ported the equivalent of initting OpenGL. We've ported the shaders. We've done we ported bind textures. So we're going to have to do the poll events. We're going to have to port the GFL versions doing that. We'll then have to copy in process input. Hopefully we don't have to touch it. And then copy in update state. And then that should be it. So I don't think the process input, oh no, the process input is, we are going to have to do Okay, I guess GFL poll events and process input is like a single thing we're going to have to translate. But the update state we should be able to just import, to just copy without having to do anything. It should just use global stuff. Yeah, that should be fine. And then, okay, so we have to like fix where the quote is located, but I kindly just want to like copy in the proper init grid part just to begin. Okay, so let's see, we do this like random shuffle thing. So we've said, yeah, replace this with the proper version. And then, oh, I see this says try grid update, so I guess we will have to copy and try grid update as well. Yeah. Program start timestamp seed 287. So I guess for this, we just want this to be well, what? When we knit the clock, what do we get? We could just get like initial seconds. This is a F32. So instead we'll want to convert in from, we'll just bitcast this. And identify global PRNG. So underneath current tile movement direction we want this. Then we need to copy and initialize. We have to copy in all of this random stuff. Get random image byte up to all of this stuff. Okay, but otherwise that is loaded. Okay, and this is good. We're getting, each time we load this, we get like somewhat differently random stuff. Although weirdly, like the tile in the middle isn't changing at all. That's good. All of that's working. So we can add that in. Added in proper init grid and randomization procs. Yeah, so now we want to change we want to move the quote to the proper position and change its size as well. But we can also fix this at the end to some degree. So now in our actual render function, so we have started rendering a tile, so that to do is moot now. Yeah, when we're drawing this quote here, so, okay, yeah, assuming the game dimensions to be 500 by 500, that is now changed. So now we want the quote position to be, what was it in the, in main, quote position. It was basically like the center slightly shifted, so like 1.1 times the center. So let's say quote pos relative. So it's like 1.1 times the x center, and then 1.65. I think it's gonna be slightly different since it's like 800, but we can try. Let's try 1.6. Then we want the quote position to be the canvas, no center. Or just okay, just center. Quote pos relative times center, and then yeah, I guess that's it. Oh no, the size of the quotes we want to change, and also the when we're placing this with we're currently drawing this with the animation quote fraction. We want this just to be like 1 while we're testing it. F32 does not support array initialization syntax. Yeah, that makes sense since it's a vector. But otherwise they compile. Okay. I mean that almost works. We just we don't even need to adjust like to remake the quote. We can probably just shift the position, the relative position down a bit. Okay, so that's 1.6 doesn't quite work, but if we tried 1.65, okay, if we slightly like, what if we just went with like 1.05 instead and move it slightly to the left? Yeah, this seems. No, I do like it. Maybe we push it further to the left, further to the right. Um, 1.15. No, that's like a bit too much. 1.12. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Wow, like we're really porting this from scratch to the web, and we've almost done it. It's satisfying. Okay, so now we can replace the last value with the animation quote fraction. Well, we need to recompile it. Okay. Part of me just wonders if like the dots are too close together here. Yeah, I kind of want them to be more spread out than they're appearing here anyway. Yeah, I think this should be adjusted. Okay, let's compare the two. So the only things that are doing these are the background fragment shaders. So let's compare their values. Okay, so on this side we can have the background fragment shader that is being ported to the web, and on this side we can have the fragment shader that works on the desktop version. Was it like size? What's the constant that's... I think reps is the thing that's like... Oh, really? Reps is the thing that's adjusting the number. Oh no, we're still using 500 here instead of 800. Let's make this a constant instead. Canvas, like it will still be a magic number, but it won't be like buried in the mathematics. Let's put it here. Const float canvas width is equal to 800. Okay, let's try loading this again. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so we've got the desktop version here, the web version here. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that spread. Yeah, that looks right to me. And yes, since this is the web and the time is slightly different, because it's not as fast, we're picking up those slight differences. But yeah, weird how the center tile is always the same. Anyway, let's save this progress. Just slightly changes. Adjusted size, like adjustments to background shader quote position. So yeah, what have we done? Git log 1 line. Get that on the internet. So I think we now just have to do the input, and then I think we're done. I'm sure there's like some small thing we've missed, but we'll see. So we have like the main function here, the main function for the desktop version on the left, the web version on the right. Get rid of this program debug start. Yeah, updated that. That's working. I feel like maybe it's still good to leave this debug message in. Well, like, it'll be obvious if this is started or not because of whether something's on the screen or not. So we'll be able to delete that. And then yeah, for the animation frame itself, we now have to do the poll events to do port of process input poll events. We'll then need to like copy in update state, but then we're basically done, and then we upload the game and then it's on the internet. More spam. Every stream is, no stream is complete without spam. It's almost like some exercise in the middle of it. Where is it? Done. It's like weird. It always looks like the tile is like somewhat wobbling when it's moving from the left to right. Oh wait, actually, could it be? Could we be off with the animation? I don't. All right, we need to. Well, let's just check this immediately. Where's the animation time? Animation sliding time. Let's change this to 5 seconds. Let's move the Z cache, move Z out. Z13 build run. Oh, that's right, it's fetching. Yeah, this is why I don't like the package management strategy of don't vendor something locally, you just download it from the internet, because then this happens, and you just have to wait on the internet, and when it's so slow, like it is today for some reason, it just doesn't happen. Yeah, why is it taking so long? Anyway, yeah, we're gonna figure out how to vendor this stuff correctly. We did it for ArrayLib since everything's self-contained, but for this one, it's a bit different. Windows is so slow. Wow, it's excuse me, why is this failing? Oh, we really should be doing Zig current version instead. Build run. We'll update this to Zig 14 really soon as the Zig game dev libraries have been ported. We could just check, have they actually been ported? Move it this way, github.com, Zig game dev. So we're using OpenGL. Doesn't look like it's changed. No, it hasn't. We might need to file an issue to get that working. And then for ZGFLW, has this changed either? No. Okay. Still waiting on those then. What does it mean unable to open? Did we somehow delete this? Would be embarrassing. Huh? Yeah, why are those lines? Those lines should not be changed. Why did we end up changing stuff in here? Okay, let's just clear everything, check out. Make this live again. We must have just changed it by accident. Okay. So now I can see if the, okay, the animation, it looks wobbly because something about the animation is incorrect. I think. Yeah, like the, there's some like weird, the texture itself shifts down when it moves. So there must be like a copy pasta error in rendering the animating tile versus the proper tile. Yeah, you can just noticeably see the bump. Okay, I guess we're now in let's cease doing the web port for the moment and get our sliding puzzle. Let's fix the bug in this. Okay. And then here we want to just check it out with, so the path that's failing must be the compute the grid geometry. Okay, so the usual tile stuff is working fine. It's simply when we're drawing this animated tile where we've done this crappy copy. We resisted factoring this, and we've seen the consequence. Not factoring it has led to a bug. Then was that this function is like large enough that it's like the stuff that we're doing for the animating tile is like slightly different enough that it's couldn't factor everything. Okay, in either case the texture is off, and maybe by just comparing the texture of the normal tile to the textures of the I don't want to read tiny font. Okay, we can just compare the top with the bottom because the bottom needs to be updated. I mean, these already look different. Is this where the bug is? So we're adding an extra tile x plus 1 here. Well, yeah, all of this is. So here we're multiplying the tile spacing by 1 plus x, which, yeah, let's just replace, I think we can copy and paste both of these. Okay, let's try building this again. Z current build run. Because like, okay, the bug is fixed. Because it seemed wobbly before, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's just because the monitor I'm using is temporary and crappy. But no, it was absolutely because of that coffee pasta. So is it going to adjust? Yeah, it looks like it's correct. Talk about a subtle bug. Well, not so subtle because it was visually, you could visually see it. But, okay, and then we want to change the animating the 5 seconds back to what just happened? Okay, 0.15. Yeah, I don't see any weird wobbling happening now. Fixed slight tile wobble bug. Okay. Get that on the internet. Okay, so now we can copy in the corrected version to our web version. So now we report sliding puzzle on the web. So where is it? Compute grid geometry. So yeah, this thing we want to use the version above and not the version below. Go to this. Zig 13 build sliding puzzle. Okay, that compiled and should run. Okay, zig out bin Python and HTTP. Yeah, I should be using like Python 3 HTTP server. Okay. Yep, that loaded stuff is still rendering and looks correct. Imported, fixed, tile, imported, yeah, fixed, like, compute, tile, geometry. Oh, okay. Yeah, so now it's just a matter of, it should be a matter of, there's a couple of things. Well, no, it's simply the input. It's just we're back to dealing with the input. So let's see, jump to main in not this main. This main. Porting the poll event process input. So I think one of the examples in the Zig JavaScript bridge was layout, was like a breakout game. I think we can just copy whatever JavaScript calls were made in that and then adjust the keys. I don't want to have to look up what this stuff is. So, okay, in the dependencies, the ZJB dependency. Let's, no, just stupid game bar. Stop it, Windows, you're just actively hostile. Bear graph, this is what we want. I'm gonna do breakout. So what are the maybe we just, the directory is small enough that we could just check these out individually. Yeah, I could swear one of these was breakout. Maybe we just look it up online. Zig JavaScript bridge. Github.com. Actually, that's just, there's a link to where it is in our project. It decides to load. I think we did just copy it. I swear one of these was breakout. But if you search arrow, like left, up. Maybe it's like a previous version. Probably, like, let's just check out every single file within here. It's small enough that if breakout is in here, we'll eventually run into it. Probably. Okay. Is any of this stuff doing breakout stuff? Doesn't look like it at this stage. Alright, HTML canvas example. There's like a Zig logo in here. Okay, exporting functions, press the key for callback. Maybe this is it. Key down callback. Yeah, maybe this is it. Maybe if we just search ZJDB within documents. So we have these clones. So we have a clone in temp. Maybe that's. Oh, no. Okay, maybe if we search canvas, like I could swear, like, in the breakout example Scott did, the rectangles were being drawn with canvas instead of OpenGL. Unless I'm just completely misremembering. Maybe I am. Okay. We'll just move on. So I guess here's like the line to and the move to canvas calls that are happening. But yeah, exporting functions, press a key for a call down. So what? Add event listener, constant string key down callback. How do we process what keys are which? Event apparently. So this is this complicated example, and then what does the simple do? The simple shouldn't be breakout, probably. Yeah, it's just that. Yeah, I guess this is what we have to work with. Okay. Yeah. I guess we'll have to look up. We'll have to look up how to process this like key down callback. Add event, listen, key down, callback. When it loads. My goodness. So key press has been depreciated. Okay. This is what we want. We just want a number. We just want to check against a number. Nothing else. Keyboard event key code. Avoid using this. Okay. Like I wanted to avoid this. Maybe we're gonna say like we don't want to run some separate code when like a button is pressed. Like that's not how you do it. You run your program and then you get to a stage in the program and then you simply say, is a key pressed at this point? Read just an area of memory which will represent whether the key is pressed down in that moment or not. We don't want to be just firing off random functions left and right. Determine whether or not keyboard pressed on web browser. Like the thing is I don't even know if this is like the current, if this is like not depreciated or not. Apparently it's available, but maybe it's going to get depreciated soon. So there's like checking if there's a keyboard at all, which is the thing, and then it's 2017, it's probably outdated. Let's do time within like the last year. So I guess this was dated to last year, so probably maybe better. If worse comes to worse, we can say when a key is pressed, some function is run, as ridiculous as that is, and the function will simply set the value of a unit. It will just set some global to like true or false, and that's it. And then that way it's not like control flow of the code is being busted, but it's like busted in a manageable way. It's like not completely destroying everything. Programming for the web is just so ridiculous. I guess we will have to use this keyboard event. Okay, so where do we even start? There's a bunch of obsolete properties that we're not touching. So, I don't want to be like checking string values. Just give me an integer, and then I can just put the ones I care about in an enum and just check integer values. I don't. This is so ridiculous. And there's like a completely separate thing for all. Like what? I just feel my time being wasted when I'm just reading this stuff that it's going to change in 2 years. And like reading this is not programming. This is just figuring out the stupid API to make it go. It's so bad. It's so bad. Let's just read it, except that we may just learn nothing from reading it. Okay, so objects describe a user interaction with the keyboard. Each event describes a single interaction between the user and a key or a combination. The event type, key down, key press, or key up, identifies what occurred. Okay. There's some constructor. Constants. The interface defines the following constants. So identify which part of the keyboard the key event originates from. Okay. DOM key location standard. Like, why do I care, like, whether it's, like, being pressed by the numeric keypad or not? This DOM key location left. Okay, because apparently we care about, like, if it's on the left or the right of the keyboard. Okay, right. Like, the Raylib API is already completely owning this. Like, the Raylib API is sensible. The key is one which may exist in multiple positions. Okay. And that's enough. Alright, I learned nothing from reading that. Instance properties, this interface also inherits properties. Because inheritance. Okay, okay, so this is saying, like, when you press a key, if you happen to be holding Alt down when you press some other key, this is generated. Like, why not just have an event for when Alt is pressed? Key event code returns a string, is total disaster. Turns a boolean if control is down. Okay. I'm afraid there's, like, no integer to compare to, and we have to compare it with strings. As ridiculous as this will be. I suppose in Z we can do it more efficiently than in JavaScript. Okay, this seems better. Returns a number representing the location of the key. A list of the constants identifying the locations is shown. Well, open that. Wait, are you, like, where is this? I don't see it appearing. Location. No, it's just returning the dumb table. Disaster. Okay. What? This is, like, the worst. This is the worst keyboard layout API I've ever seen. This is so bad. This is so goddamn bad. Maybe this is what we want. Code property. Yeah, this is what we want. I think. Wait, I don't want, like, the entire example of making the game. Just, like, detect if the letter A is pressed and print something to the console. That's all I want to see. Oh no, it's, like, returning a string for the code. All of these are strings. This is such a disaster. Such a total disaster. Oh, wait, I see some hex values. Wait, why can't I just pull... I want that. I don't want that. Just give me that. What are these unidentified ones? Okay. Okay. There's some hex values which are unidentified. Okay. Let's just say like key A is so yeah, how different are these across different operating systems? So for Firefox on Android it's 1E. Okay, that's not 1E. Oh, it's different on Linux, X11. But on Firefox and Android it's 1E. Windows it's 1E. On Mac it's something different. Okay, like I can understand, okay, there's some way to like unify this, but again, why make it a string? Just make it like a 4-byte value that can just, every interface knows how to pass around. Like, it's so bad. It is so unimaginably bad. Okay, here it finally is. So you add this key down event listener and then this ridiculous function to call if something happens, and then, okay, and then you want to say, okay, you'll have to press switch on these, it's so bad. And of course this is like the C like switch case where it drops through. It's so bad. Okay, so how's it working when we try and interface with the WASM? So we have to do this like document add event listener key down. Basically that copied, but then we give it the handle of key down callback and our own sensible function to do, and then in as much as try and make this sensible. Okay, and then it's giving this handle, it's passing in this handle, which is a string, and then it's just being passed again to the log. Like how are we even going to pass to like deal with this string? What if we say you pass in keyboard events to WASM? how to add keyboard events in Rust WebAssembly. Um, Like I wonder, it's apparently like depreciate. Okay, maybe if this. Even if this thing is depreciated, like if the depreciated version is an integer, we're totally using that. Like we're not. Of course, the case matters. Just like I knew it was gonna be bad. I didn't know it was gonna be this bad. This is such a disaster. You know, I'm actually just tempted to do this. I think it's way easier to like just make a list of a bunch of hex values, even across different systems, than it is to use this like totally whacked API. It's just easy to say, yeah, it's just, you know, because newsflash, checking an integer against like 5 other integers, better than just like doing a string comparison. So let's maybe, so yeah, this is a great warning. This tells us it's what we want. What even is the type of this keyboard get layout map? Experimental technology. Yeah, I think this is. It's still a string though. It's like it's so ridiculous. Oh, okay, this is what we want. It's obsolete, but this is actually like the version we want. Car code. See, this is what everyone actually wants. It's just the ASCII. That's all anyone wants. So like even worse than it not existing, it was implemented and now it's being dropped. The sensible thing was done and now it's just going to a ridiculous method. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. So this keyboard event dot code is just, it's a string anyway, so it's busted. And then dot key is another stupid string. And then what's get modify state? Okay, how difficult will it actually be? How much effort will it be to pass a string into the WASM and then we just figure out what the string is inside the WASM? So we get pass some handle. The handle should just be a memory location. So we can just like print out the first byte of that, maybe. But the thing is, it's not just like a handle, it's like an object, and so I think we'll have to do like the object query thing. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. It is so bad. It's like, it can't be this bad, but I think it is. Oh, okay. Maybe it's, maybe a solution around it is something different. Like if we can instead just like fire, as ridiculous as this is fire up a different function, like depending on which key is pressed on that function. Simply, we simply say like it has. We do like add event key listener if we can like specify it for like a specific key that it's listening to. I don't think we can do that. This is what we want to do. It's advisable to check key code as well, although it's depreciated. Okay. This is such a world of pain. I just want to escape this as quickly as possible. yeah, let's just copy in this stuff and just see if we can extract values from this string. This is so bad. It is so bad. Okay, so we're just gonna have to add that in the setup, and then we have some C calling convention. Okay. So let's save this to 1, save this to 2, and then in the port. So when we init the web geo context, I guess we can insert get this here. Okay, and then we have this here. Let's just add this in and see if it even works. So bad. It's so bad. You used to be able to check it with an integer, but now we've upgraded it to a string instead. No. Who was making these decisions? I guess we need, what do you call it? Not working. Watch it. Okay, so now if I press like A, B, C, D, E, stuff is pressed. Okay, so it's still like, it's still recording the key code even though this thing is depreciated. A struct of this size is passed with a single keystroke down. Oh my goodness. That's so ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. That is wild. Okay, so let's say it's like, so we press O repeatedly. So yeah, if we press the S key on ASCII, which is 0 on Dvorak, then I mean, even if it said it's depreciated, it seems good to me to use. It's here on the browser, so depreciated, but we'll totally try and use it. So yeah, okay, so let's figure out some way of, okay, how do we figure out what this keycode integer is from within the WASM? So we need to do what? Okay, so we might be able to so all of these calls are like doing some like method of an object. It's so ridiculous. Object-oriented programming is so ridiculous. If we want to just get the value, we used to do that with before we actually just like looked up what the GL constants are and embedded them into the instructions. We were querying these before with something else. Okay, what have we just added? Added crappy, added procs to access the offensive web API for like determining a key down event. Okay, so if we go back in time to if we go to the the WebGL examples, these ones. These are the ones that way like a very long time ago we were doing like the simple thing. Okay, when did we adjust these? Actually, no. We did this in yeah, we did this in the port as well. We just need to go back. So how far back? Probably like at this stage. So if we do git checkout that, what? Did we even copy it? Okay, that's better. So back in time, what was the code in the rainbow example? So if we, okay, it was this stuff, it was get. Apparently get is like how you read, one of these objects. Okay, so let's say this is 1. So I guess in our case, if we want to determine the key code, we have to say KeyboardEvent.get string, and the string here is, I suppose, key code, and then that should just return a value, and even though it's depreciated, whatever, the value, what's the type of the value? How many bytes is it? I don't think this is gonna even tell me how many bits it is. Of course not. Probably an I32. Maybe it's just a byte. Okay, it is. So maybe it is just a byte. Well, it says ASCII format, so yeah. Okay. But it also says like which, like like I see values in this that are not at all referenced in this stuff. What? But yeah, okay, in any case, okay. So we want to do a git switch blah. Let's go back to where we were. And then, yes, obviously. Okay, so then we go back to our, our port sliding puzzle. Why is rainbow triangle here? What's that? So this, okay, and then we want to say in the main in the init WebGL context, we want to start doing this like GL thing. So, okay, so we want to do so this, we have this event that gets passed in, and then we want to say what is it? Key code. Key code is equal to event dot get a key code, and then it seemed to be a U8, but we might need to adjust that. And then we want to like log this. Just log. Okay. Seek 13 build sliding puzzle 534. Yeah. Thank you, web browser. Web. It's really like the programmer has to deal with what the committee is. It's totally like the web API committees that design this super offensive thing. Error, unreachable code. Oh, this is probably since it's okay. This is like the thing not being an I32. Okay, so if we make this an I32 instead. Okay, decompile. Then if we try and run this, then if I press like a bunch of keys, like A, you get 65, 79. Okay, numbers are being printed. This is good. Okay, good. And in particular, yeah, when arrow keys are pressed, numbers appear. When WASD is pressed, numbers appear. Good. Okay, so the WASM's interpreting those, thank goodness. So we can actually process them, we can actually write them in code to deal with it. So programming is 1% logic, 99% dealing with the craft around the system. So let's just check how this get command in the ZJDB works. Okay, it's within handle. So it's doing something with F. Comtime export fn name. What is it doing? So I think the specified types it had did not include. So it does include a const handle. Well, we'll gently explore what the string version is like, and we can just fall back on the sensible version we've now done. So we can also do key strings. Use event.get. What's this? What do they really want us to use, even though it's a ridiculous API? They really want us to use like key down, right? Oh no, it's like key down dot something. Key down dot key. Okay. And this is the example where it's like arrow up, arrow down. Yeah. Okay. So if we query this for the key and then we get a JB dot constant string back. If we print the key code and then we print the key string, but I guess we yeah. Let's see if this compile this. No, we can't. Expected type found something that's not a type. So yeah, if we just insert a byte here, we'll get the comptown error that it's not the right support type. Okay, I guess we should say this is a handle. Yeah, and it is printing the string. Okay, so then, okay, so presumably this is just looking at a point in memory. And so in that case, if we just say like character is equal to, oh, what even are we going to have to do? Character pointer is equal to pointer cast zjdb.handle. Okay, we can be a bit better with regards to Zeke's type system. Let's just say this is a type to a U8. And then, yeah, okay, if we say car is then equal to car pointer dereferenced, dereferenced. Yeah, can we then log what this car is? Rather, let's just say if car is equal to A, then we can say log log string, right? A pressed. Expected pointer type found type. Oh yeah, right. We want to say key string. Expected pointer type found handle. What is the type of the handle in here? Okay, the handle is in enum 164. Okay, it's an I-32, so why is it just a 32-bit address? Okay, maybe there's a okay, so there is a way of comparing it. Okay, but in either case, and then we just want to do int from enum instead. So okay, we'll make this I-32 int from enum key string, and then we want to say I kind of want to just print out what this is anyway. And then we can say car pointer is equal to pointer to an I-32, and now we say pointer from int, car pointer int. Then yeah, then we want to try and assign sort of a car value based on that. And then here we can say log the car value. We'll see what it's equal to. Expected semicolon after statement. Expected U size found I-32. but yeah, look, whatever this is way too complicated. We're just going to deal with the key code since we wanted to try exploring this option. It's failed, so we're going back to the key code version. Yeah, so we simply want to say if key code is equal to A, then we'll have to look up what this is. I can say A press, but it should basically be the ASCII from what the stuff said. Okay. So let's see, if I press A, okay, we're getting that, but not the key code. Oh. Key code 65. Okay, then we are getting A pressed. Okay. Okay, so the key codes we want are A, S, D, and we should also kind of get the same things depending on the keyboard, right? A, S. Oh, what is this car code anyway? Key down. Oh, it says separate windows. Key down car code. Look, this is depreciated, use the key property, and then like the Unicode value of the character using the key property, but it's returning a string. But what is it? No, we don't want to deal with Unicode stuff. So yeah, so I think we just press the buttons we want in the game, and then we just record them. So we want A, S, D, W. Then we want left arrow, or just like left, right, up, down. And look, eventually, apparently, this stuff will be depreciated, and the game will stop working. And then at that stage, who knows? Maybe the API has changed yet again, and there's a more sensible way of doing it. We will see. It's in the future. We don't need to worry about it just yet. So yeah, let's just do some experiments and find out what this stuff is. So, okay, so when we press A, we'll do it again. A, S, D, W, left, right, up, down. Okay. So is it 65, 83, 68, 87, 37, 39, 38, 38, 40. Okay, so now we have values. We now want to do, yeah, this is where we need to like set some kind of like globals to track this stuff that we can update. So, in the main, oh no, not that main. In the sliding puzzle main file, when we have like the poll events and the process input, here we were doing like GOFW get key. We stored all of these in a we're storing all of these in a pack struct. So just a pack struct, and so I guess here we want to make like a global pack struct for I believe these key code presses. Well, hang on, what's the idea? So this random code is going to get run. We have no choice about it. If we just make, how do we do this? I think we like, so we have some global pack struct. This doesn't even, we have some global struct. When this event fires, it alters some value in it. When we come to read it, we basically check, is it 0? If it's 0, it means nothing's updated, and so we can move on. If it isn't 0, it means something in there has been pressed, and then we, and then you go, okay, like accept what the, kind of process what it is, and then reset it back to 0. And I think this will, but the point is like we only reset it once we've like read from it, and I think this will, I think this would do the trick. Yeah. Okay, so we want to have at this stage we then want to call update, well, update the like key press event global struct. So let's say key press event which is a packed struct. What's the syntax? Yeah, packed struct u8 15, and then we have a. All of these things are bools. Can you even copy it? Wait, maybe have we already copied this at all? Yeah, we can just copy this. Okay, so all of this is beneath, in between animation and geometry. Animation. So this is a key state. Okay. So we want to say where are we? We want to say let's see, this key press event is the key press event is a key state, but undefined. And we want to update this key press event. I was thinking of like again, performance doesn't matter here, but there's like, we're basically, the fact that you can call this function at any time basically means it's almost like multi-threaded, and so now there's like, that kind of thinking applies. So then it's like, if one program is like reading this data structure continuously, what happens if it, like in the middle, like what if in the middle of like executing the commands to read it, the program suddenly gets halted because this gets called, and then it like updates the array. Like it's so bad. The API is so bad. It is so bad. Yeah, like we wouldn't even get to this point if the API was. We wouldn't have to worry about these arcane things like this anyway. So let's just say. So we just want to switch on the key code. Because yeah. So if it's 65. For 65, we want to say key press event dot a is equal to true, and then we just repeat this for all the other numbers. And then if there's an else, we ignore it and move on. So we have 83 here, 68. 87, 37, 39, 38, and 40. 65, 83, 68, 87, 37, 40. Okay. What are the structs elements again? Oh no, we have to like order these differently. Okay, so A, S, D, W, left arrow, right arrow, up arrow, down arrow. And then for consistency, if we make it have the same layout here, we'll need to move stuff around. So we want WASD, then up arrow, left, down, right. Okay. And we should say where these values are coming from. Note, the dot key code, we should just mention it's depreciated. The key code property is depreciated, but is also not a bloody string. Yeah, clearly creating an enum that represented keyboard keys being pressed was too difficult. It was too difficult for the web API people, committees who designed this, assuming maybe none of them had even used a enum when programming. Yeah, we refuse to to do a string comparison. To look up to figure out what keys have been pressed. So we'll use the depreciated but integer way of doing this. Which just passes an integer. Okay. So yeah, with all of that done, okay, we then want to let's do some macros. All that setting stuff, we can ignore this logging stuff now. Okay, and then we now want to use this stuff to well, we now need to port over we've basically done GFL call events. Now we just copy over process input. And then we'll also need to, well, we've already copied over update state as well. So update state, right? Oh, or maybe we haven't. Why would Oh wait, we've got a couple of different update states going around. Okay. So process input, let's copy this. Well, let's just copy both, update state and process input. And then try grid update. Yeah, we can copy that in here. Did I copy it in twice? Process input, update state. Yep. Okay, so now here we have to use check our let's key press event. Key press event. Basically another thread. To see if buttons have been mashed. So now we want to say so if key press event equals something. And I think we just want to exit this if it hasn't yet been pressed. So we can say if as we want to cast this as a U8 bit cast if this thing is equal to 0, return. Otherwise, there's stuff to do. Otherwise, we want to say yeah, key down W is equal to otherwise we basically just duplicate all of this stuff. Again, this is multi-threaded. We'd have to be careful, but we wouldn't even get to this stage because the setup would be way simpler. So I think we can just say key down is equal to key press event, and then Emacs, what are you doing? Stop it. Why is that changing the keyboard layout instead of commenting this? So we set that to that, and then we want to say key press event is equal to but we set it to 0. Yeah. Yeah, if not continue. If so, save the updates and then clear. Okay, and so then let's try compiling this. Use of undeclared identifier, animation start, timestamp. 286. I see. If there is a key press, we do need to reset this animation. So we want to change this to current seconds, I think. Oh, it's gonna complain about delta timestamp to seconds. Well, what's the frame timestamp? Well, isn't this going to be current seconds minus animation start timestamp? Undeclared identifier animation start timestamp as a whole. Okay. Animation start. Okay. So for timing wise, there are a bunch of timestamps. Okay. So program start has been replaced with initial. I think frame timestamp is replaced with program seconds. So now we want to say animation start seconds and 1 start seconds. And all of these are now F32s. Seven, 8, 8. Undeclared identifier, current seconds. What? I guess program seconds is current seconds. Um, 792. Eight oh eight. What does it mean? Doesn't know what 1 second is? Didn't we simply define that? Oh, it's 1 start second. So time second since 1 is just 1 start seconds minus current seconds. Okay, and it's finally compiled, my goodness. Let's delete everything. Okay. Okay, so, okay, buttons are being pressed, but nothing is being displayed. Yay. Let's go into this and figure out what's happening. I think it's because we aren't calling the necessary procedures to do this. Yeah, we needed to like call the correct functions. And so we called in what? We want to have process input, and then update state. Where are you, terminal? Okay. More errors. I need several screens. This is like, I want one screen just to have the terminal. And then as soon as we go to SIG 14, it will automatically compile, and we never have to ask it to compile once, and then it will just continue to recompile. 788. Expected F32, found F64. Can we not do float cast? I guess that way. 798. Float cast 808. Five. Why is this? Okay. Let's launch this again. Okay, and great. Pieces are moving when I press the WASD keys. But too many of them are happening at once. But at least we've got movement. We are close to finishing this. And stuff is moving the right way. So like the timing is totally off, but the timing's only off because 2 inputs are being read. I suspect if this is only interpreted as like a single key press, then that would be fine. So what to do here? The key state. This key press event should probably. Yeah, we have to adjust this. So yeah, it's the loop is running with it pressed down like twice. Why? I think it's because we're clearing it to 0. So like when it's held down, oh no. Or maybe it's this, we're not actually doing the processing if I think this is stuffing it up somehow. The thing though is that every frame we want to, the fact that this happens like asynchronously is so ridiculous. Oh, because okay. I think it's the better logic is if it's 0, set it, then reset it, and then continue with the rest. I totally forgot this line was down here. Okay. So I want to say if this is the case, or rather like if it's not 0. If this is not equal to 0, then some stuff has been pressed. So then save this stuff and then clear it. And then continue with stuff as usual. Aha! And it's now working. Okay. Well, almost. I now can't press upwards twice. Yeah. Which makes the puzzle different, but not in the way that we wanted. Look, the fact that this is at least working somewhat is fine, right? let's just check that we still can make it load. Yeah. Okay. Started reading keyboard events. Currently like buggy though, like. Okay. Okay, we are so close. We are so close. We're like, the finish line is within sight. We just need to get this freaking keyboard arrangement in order, and then we are done. Ugh. This project is being so tedious in all of the wrong ways, but we now have a very concrete understanding of how much effort it takes to port something to the web. My goodness. Manually. Yeah, this keyboard event stuff. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so let's deal with this. So yeah, so the current issue is what? When like it should be that when the keyboard when we press the keyboard event twice, the moment it senses something's changed, it's like wiped. Then it can accept it again. Unless somehow it's not overriding it. Definitely not accepting a second one. So let's see, if it's not accepting a second one, but it allows it to go down, and it's because it's like not being released or something. Let's do a basic printf debug. Yeah, how is this? So, okay, it is counting it up. Maybe it's like another logic thing somehow. I'm like skipping this. I think in either case we can get rid of this. Honestly, maybe we just process this in the core. We can probably move this stuff. No, we need to be doing this every frame. Because yeah, by doing this, we're not updating key down. But usually, beforehand, key down, everything gets reset to 0. So maybe we just add that in then. If the event hasn't been pressed, then key down has to be 0. Yeah. Every time we go through this, we have there's only 3 things we need to set: key down last frame, key down, and key press. So we say down last frame is just whatever it is now. Then we need to update the key down. You have to do like the freaking asynchronous read. If something has been adjusted, then update it with what it was. But if it hasn't been adjusted, you need to clear it out. So clear it to 0. And then, yeah, I feel like it should be correct now. But we'll see. I thought it was going to work last time, but it didn't. Okay, great. We can now press. Okay, I think we have ported our game. It's now done. Oh my goodness. What? Yeah. Let's talk about the length of time it took to get here. Anyway. Let's just check. We need to check the animation stuff is working. So let's do this in the simple way. Change the grid dimension to 2. Recompile, run. Oh, it's 1 now, so why is the animation playing? Okay. Oh, we're still like launching key press event. Really? Okay. Let's get rid of that. So yeah, animation not working. Although it's locked in. So in all of the freaking like secondary names we did, because no way just to get an unsigned 64 that represents the timestamp. Not possible. Let's just check every instance of time of seconds in this. It's probably something has been set to like 0 instead of. Okay, what about timestamp? Okay, so okay, what's working, what's not? Clearly, the animation tile fraction is working. Animation 1 fraction, not so much, and the quote, not so much. So, is this not working? I guess we can even log this. Oh, this is negative. Why? Why is this giving us a negative number? Okay, that explains what's going on. Oh, since we're doing 1 start seconds minus current seconds, okay. Should be the other way around. Okay, fantastic. Great. I think the game basically done. Yep. And let's see, and the shaders were working in the background as well. Yep, great. Easy, kind of. Not easy. This was really not easy. This was extreme. This was very difficult. There's like a certain salary that this kind of being able to do this kind of work demands. Okay. Status. So now we want to basically finished porting game. Let's see if okay. There's now a bunch of documentation stuff we need to redo. A port of a sliding of like desktop sliding puzzle game made in Zig. This port uses a web port made in Zig. This port does not use I don't want to like look at the top of the screen. This port is sort of the port does not involve like at no stage in this port was any native .js code written, but like .js functions were called. But JS browser functions are called. This was achieved. Yeah. Well, this is achieved by using the ZJB library. Yeah, such basically like the entire game. The entire game is basically contained within the WASM that this code with the Zig together with the Zig together with the Zig build system generates yeah, there is like, I'm going to say, yeah, there is like the build system automatically generates the binding. Yeah, the binding like JS WASM code needed to call functions from outside that wasn't. Okay. Yeah, we did make this in March. All right. We might like clean this up, but for the moment, we'll clean this up. We should get it on the internet. We can probably even get this on Twitch, and then later on update like the itch.io. I just want to get this on the internet and clear my headspace and move away. Move on to other projects, and then we can come back and like clean it up later. But yeah, for the moment everything's working. So let's remove the zig cache, remove zig out. What is the current status of this on GitHub? We probably should add in a README eventually. Let's just do a temporary run, readme.md. README, like, yeah, README in progress. Or rather, like, documentation. Documentation in progress. Build the file, like, build the example with zig 0.13.0 and the command zig build oh yeah, a static, like, yeah, static website is generated in well, where is it? Well, we don't even want this. We want zig build sliding puzzle de-optimize equals release fast. But in our case, we need 13. Zig out binary. Use EG, like, sort of launch it with, like, EG Python 3 HTTP server, and navigate to localhost. Use arrow keys, use WASDs, arrow keys to move the tiles. Okay. Great, it is working. And okay, we want to stop all of this silly printing and change the dimensions of it too. I think we also want to change the name of it. Yeah. So let's get rid of all of this. And go into Documents, Port. Let's move port sliding puzzle game to sliding puzzle web game. .zig. Remove all these temporary files. Git clean. We don't want to get rid of those two. Absolutely not. But we want to change the sliding puzzle web game as well when Emacs decides to. So all of these logs we can basically get rid of now. We might keep some of those in. And yeah, this log string comment we can get rid of as well. And the dimension we want to change back to 3. Okay, so clear the Z cache and zig out again. And then compile zig 13 build sliding puzzle. No, we don't want that. We want de-release, de-optimize equals release fast. This is taking so long. Fail. Why? Port sliding puzzle.zig file not found. Sliding puzzle web game, right? No, let's go ahead. Okay, done. Let's see. Great, the game is ported. Alright, so now we can upload it. So we want to go to zigbin, and then everything in here we need to export. Where's file pilot? Okay, let's clear this out. Final touches before putting the game on itch.io. Okay, so now we want to say 7-zip. Do we have like a location to upload this stuff on itch to? Maybe we should just have like itch uploads if we don't already. Yeah, I don't think we already have it. We're going to be re-uploading stuff once we compile it with Zig 14 soon anyway. Itch uploads. Okay. So yeah, let's copy this to here. And then yeah, 7-zip this. I guess add to archive. Alright, itch wants like the normal zip. So we can say sliding puzzle game.zip. And do like maximum compression. We should check this out. Yeah, this shouldn't be that large. Yeah, it's only like the WASM's a meg, so that's okay. Okay, so now we get it on itch. So now we do create new project. We'll just create like basic thing for now. Or we can actually, we've already got our sliding puzzle of the blue marble. We can probably re-upload this. Where's edit? Yeah, we just want to replace this with the thing. How do we edit this page? No, I wanted to edit this. Okay, edit. Okay. Maybe we download the current one we have. I mean, we're going to recompile that anytime anyway. So, where was it? Itch uploads. I wonder if we can also upload a I think we need to give it a more descriptive name. Yes. Sliding puzzle game, or like Earth sliding puzzle, like blue marble sliding puzzle game. Okay, and then here we set the size. So what was it in the game? It was, we made it 800 by 800, right? Yeah, we made it 800. Frame options. Not recommended for Unity games as they can lag the browser while loading. Yeah, we may as well test it. We may as well test some of these out. I guess if people want full screen, they can make a full screen. Okay. So now let's view the page and see what it's like. So we're gonna have to like activate our own JavaScript, I think. Okay, but otherwise, yeah, it plays. This is new devlog. No one's following this, so it's fine. Okay. Maybe we should actually like change this to like load the game. Okay, we'll see how what the loading time on. Oh my goodness, yes. Clearly, Microsoft Edge is a good browser. The internet here is so slow. It's like hard to determine how speedy it is. Okay, but that loads faster than any other Unity game on the site, so that was good. But still, it might be faster for it to load when if we do this automatically start on page load. Let's try it again. Great. That's how snappy a game, like it, you know, admittedly it should be even faster, but part of it's because of the internet loading rate. This is what should happen on with any game on the internet. Okay. So what does the full screen button do? Oh, it does that, which we probably can remove the full screen because it's not. It's not centered, then yeah, we may as well remove that. Okay. So interesting, all of these other sidebar stuff have just disappeared by the looks of it, even though they were yeah, it's just they've kind of gone. Maybe it's because we need to redo those pages. When it loads it. Oh, this is kind of annoying. Okay, we'll press. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Great. Done. So it should say played with the keyboard. Control the tiles with QWERTY WASD. These are the arrow keys. Oh yeah, the code of the game is available. Well, we should also it should also be available to be like downloaded. It's again, I'm so annoyed that we can't seem to do that here. Where but then now it is here, so what? Okay, so when it's full screen, it's not there, but when it's like this, it is. That's so weird. Bizarre. Why is there like a random spaces here? Yeah, can people not download a zip file in order to get it? Weird. the source code of the web game, the game as a static website is available on GitHub at. The game also has a desktop version of the game also exists. It is also available on GitHub at okay. Okay, and yeah, just to check once again that it's behaving. If we do reload it, bam, the game's there, ready to play. Play in browser. Oh wait, why did it suddenly load when we clicked on it? It's a bit tricky. Yeah, what? The fact that it's like scrolling up and down is super annoying. But yeah, it works with WASD keys. I might remove like all the arrow keys just because like it's going up and down. And I don't care to like fix it. Okay. So I think maybe one of the reasons why stuff disappeared was that no, it is still here. Yeah, it's so weird. This stuff doesn't show in some way. So it's weird. In this version, the arrow keys don't affect it at all. Oh, is it like in the Edge browser changes the windows, but other browsers don't? How do I like get rid of this banner dismiss? Yeah, I think it's just on Edge. Yeah, it's only on freaking Edge that when you click on like the canvas element, the things don't work. Okay, so we can do that. We'll change it back. Okay. Okay, the game is there. And yeah, next time we'll just like probably go through the documentation and like clean it up and all of that stuff. But yeah, for now it is on the internet. And each time we reload the page, it should look slightly different. Yep. Okay. What are some other Z games people have made? Many things. Including mine now. Wow, like yeah, just getting it on itch like this, so painful. So painful. But we learnt a lot. We learned a huge amount. And yeah, compared to the other sliding puzzle games. Let's see how mediocre some of the other ones are. So let's see, like, some of these are interesting, but again, the internet here is slow, but oh wow, look at well, here it is here. Unity loading bar, not interested, quit. Sliding puzzle. Absolutely, like who's gonna wait for that? No one's gonna wait for that. Here's my game, reload the page. Oh wait, look, it's immediately loaded. Given it's because of the cache, but as we know, even on Edge, when it isn't in the Edge cache yet, bam, there it is. So, pill escape. Move that pill. See, this one looks fun. I maybe want to play it, and then I suspect. Okay, jsdeliver.net. I expect there's going to be a dumb. Okay, no. This is a well-made game as well. Yeah, this loaded instantly, which is good. Oh, what's this? It's one of these games. I understand why it's resetting when the mouse leaves the screen. That is slightly annoying. Yeah. That looks like it's a decent game. It loaded very quickly, which is good. Sub-level games. Here's another slide. Not interested, not interested. The loading bar is the biggest turn off for any game. Okay. Yeah, we're done. So thanks everyone who stopped by, and yeah, next time we'll like clean up the documentation, but we have finished porting our game to the web from scratch. We called some JavaScript functions, but at no stage did we use it. And we didn't use Inscripton or anything else either. So, see you later.